Nigerians will pay much higher tariff for power in 2021, going by promises made by the federal government to the International Monetary Fund while seeking the $3.4 billion emergency financial assistance recently approved for Nigeria. The executive board of the IMF approved the rapid financing instrument which the federal government plans to use to address the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country on April 28th. A letter of intent jointly signed by the finance minister Zainab Ahmed and the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and addressed to the IMF Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, indicated that the federal government made a number of promises to the fund in order to secure the financial assistance. One of the promises or commitments which the government made in a bid to assure the executive board of the IMF of its readiness to reposition the Nigerian economy after the pandemic is that Nigerians would pay full cost reflective tariff for power in 2021. The federal government also told the IMF it intends to cap electricity tariff shortfalls to 380 billion naira in 2020, saying we are also advancing in our power sector reforms, which technical assistance and financial support from the World Bank, including through capping electricity tariff shortfalls this year to 380 billion naira and moving to full cost reflective tariffs in 2021, the federal government said in the letter. On January 4th, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission approved an increase in electricity tariff for the 11 electricity distribution companies in Nigeria. It, however, could not implement the tariff increase after labor unions, lawmakers and other Nigerians kicked against the move, which would have commenced on April 1st, 2020. Although the NRC reviewed tariff was not cost-reflective enough as required by power distributors, it showed that Nigerians would definitely pay more for electricity if it had been implemented. This therefore implies that once the government enforces the payment of full cost reflective tariff in line with the promise to the IMF, power users might pay far higher than what was projected in NERC's recent tariff review. The Commission had explained that its directive on the January 2020 tariff regime for different discos superseded the earlier one issued on the subject matter. According to details of the review published by the Commission in January, for the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, residential customers in R3 category who were paying 27 naira 20 kobo per unit would have been paying 47 naira 09 kobo had the regime started on April 1st, 2020. The customers would have paid 19 naira 89 kobo more per unit. The NERC review also showed that for Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company customers on the R3 category who were paying 26 naira 50 kobo per unit would have paid 36 naira 92 kobo per unit from April 1st. The new rates amounted to an additional 10 naira 2 kobo per unit. In the same vein, going by the NERC's stalled tariff plan, Enugu Electricity Distribution Company residential R3 customers who were paying 27 naira 11 kobo per unit in 2015 would have paid 48 naira 12 kobo per unit from April 1st, 2020. The new rates were, however, put on hold after customers kicked vehemently against the developments. But going by the federal government's promise to the IMF, an implementation of cost-reflective tariffs in 2011 means that Nigerians would pay even much higher for power than the rate which NERC had planned to charge from April 1st. Also, in the letter of intent, which was dated April 21st, the federal government also hinted at further increments in value-added tax as part of plan to increase its revenue to 15% of gross domestic product. The planned revenue drive also includes hike in exercise fees and removal of tax exemptions. First and foremost, we will revert to our government's planned medium-term fiscal consolidation path, which includes increasing revenue to 15% of GDP through further VAT reforms, rise in exercises, and removal of tax exemptions. Once the crisis passes, the letter said. The federal government also assured the IMF that it was working to reduce its budget deficit to under 3% of GDP in line with the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The federal government also assured the fund that it was committed to eliminating recourse to central bank financing of budget deficit in 2025. Hmm. So guys, you guys have heard it all. Honestly, when you hear that government wants to increase, they want to do this, they want to do that, like most of the places that we always look at, we want those countries, those developed countries, to be like us. I can tell you, categorically that there is no free lunch. All those people in those Western world, all those developed countries, they pay everything. They pay for everything. There is no free lunch. You pay for virtually everything. There is nothing is free. Nothing is free. But one thing is that, and they will tax you. They pay their taxes and all of that. And the good news there is that as those people are paying those things they are paying, they are seeing the results. Not that some people maybe they will call some people cabas, or they will call some people what and what, or their leaders, they live in affluence at the detriment of the masses. No, 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 no. Everything they collect from the people, they still take it back to the people. You can see what they are doing. A lot of you have seen, a lot of you have traveled, a lot of you have heard, a lot of you, even if you have not been there, you have seen with your very good eyes how those places look like. It's not as if a government is doing anything free for anybody. You have to pay through your nose. And they don't care. They don't bother. But when it comes back to our own, no, 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 no. Reverse is the case. Even they will tell you, oh, a lot of people are not paying taxes. Yes, a lot of people are not paying taxes. But when you see all those informal workers, like all these partisans, that's how they put them. All this, listen, take for example, all those keke napep, all those drivers, they have parks here and there. You think it's free? They pay. They pay, but the problem we have is still documentation. It's documentation that they don't even put in place, and some people will still be collecting it. Everybody pays. When you go to all those markets, you think you can just wake up one day. All this our market, you just wake up one day, just carry your thing. I want to sell. You go there, you will pay. You pay. You will pay. You pay for market. For your shade, you pay for it, irrespective of anything, because they will pay. If it is 100 naira, 50 naira, or whatever, you might, I don't know, but I know that is what they used to collect. Then you come back to when, let's say some places that they have your okadas. You think you just buy okada, you just go to park, and you just put your okada there. You not pay for you being in that park. It's not done. Even all those small people that are even on maybe by the roadside, they will still go and meet them. They will say local government people, all those local government boys, they will go there. Then you have to pay for this, you have to pay. People still pay. So what are we talking about? Even all those one that will have salons, they still pay. Everybody pays. It's not only those who are working under government directly that do pay tax. Everybody pays in one way or the other. We do pay. Forget all those stories that Nigerians are not paying taxes. Okay, let's assume those one that are well documented with the government, the civil servants, they are paying their taxes. It is not their business. It is none of their business that maybe government will tell them, oh, you are not getting enough money. But in as much you are collecting taxes from an individual as a civil servant, it is expected of that person to see you do the right thing for the person. That is how it ought to be. Ask me, a civil servant of level whatever, compared to a senator or a politician, compare their salary scheme. You can imagine somebody serves as a governor for 4 years. Compare what he's going to take home, what is going to be his entitlement, and to crown it or benefit for life or pension for life. So what I'm saying invariably is that It is no big deal if the government wants to increase whatever. If really we are seeing the result of the increment they always make from time to time, what is it? People will not be bothered. Potable water we don't have. To sum it all, social amenities are not there. Are not there. And we see, when you talk about that Nigeria has money, just go and look at the lifestyle of our leaders. That is where you see our money. But go on the streets, you know, the whole place is just miserable. That is just the way it is. But just that people are just suffering and smiling. People are complaining. So now they want to get money from IMF, and then they're beginning to tell them they are going to do this, they are going to do that. And these people are not even ashamed of themselves. What of electricity itself? Do we even have electricity that we are even talking about? If the electricity is there, you want to increase, people will know that it's always there. You know, when you are getting the comfort of what you are paying for, you wouldn't be bothered. You will not be bothered. No matter how expensive it is. Of course, there could be at times that everything has to be regulated. But the funniest thing is that you don't even have the electricity. You just, this stress is just so much. And the little time you are getting it, if you are going to be increasing it, how I don't even know how to put it. How long do people get the electricity that you want to be charging them for? Even if there's no light for 3 days, 1 week, but when it comes to the end of the month, 3 days to the end of the month, they start bringing the power or the light, as we always say it. Then you start bringing the bill. That is when, before you know, they will just have you bill, and you dare not say you can't pay. Until the so-called leaders will do things rightly. Even taxes that you are taxing people, see the roads, nothing to write home about. Corruption has eaten them deep. Now they want to, I don't know, I don't just know. And that's why they've gone to borrow money every nook and crannies in this world. Because they are always saying, Nigerians will pay, irrespective of anything. Nigerians, they are the ones that will pay. You think it is the leaders that will pay for anything? They are not going to pay for anything. They will see collect the money, they will see use it to fund their lifestyle. So guys, I wouldn't want to talk much. Let us hear your opinion concerning it. That is the way I see this thing, and that is my opinion. Your opinion might be different from my own or from what they have said, but let us just know that from the comment section. Thank you.